In 1812, Governor Elbridge Gerry signed a bill that changed the shape of the congressional districts in his home state of Massachusetts. One of these districts was contorted so that it would be a safe district for Gerry's Democratic-Republican Party. The resulting shape resembled a salamander, leading to the coining of the term gerrymander. This is gerrymandering in plain English. To understand gerrymandering, you first have to understand what redistricting is. Every state has at least one representative in the House of Representatives, with additional representatives based on population. Every rep must represent approximately the same number of citizens. To make sure this happens, states are divided up into districts, each with approximately the same number of people. States with big populations, like California, will have a lot of small districts, while states with smaller populations, like North Dakota, will have fewer districts. Redistricting is the process of redrawing these borders to reflect population shifts. This occurs every 10 years after the U.S. Census is taken. Redistricting is often very political. The majority party in the state legislature usually tries to draw districts in such a way that they can keep their majority in the next election. This process of using congressional district boundaries to win the maximum number of representatives is called gerrymandering. So the question is, why gerrymander? The answer to that is simple. Political parties want their candidates to be in power, and they want their candidates to stay in power. Gerrymandering is a way to keep candidates in office. This seems kind of sketchy. Is it legal? Gerrymandering is legal as long as the folks drawing the districts follow a few rules determined by the Supreme Court over the years. Rule number 1, the districts must be drawn on a basis of population. Rule number 2, the borders of these districts have to be continuous. In other words, you must be able to draw the district without having to lift your pencil. Rule number 3, you cannot gerrymander a district to make it harder for a minority to elect a candidate. And lastly, rule number 4. Districts can be drawn to increase minority representation, but only if it is not the sole factor in redistricting. Gerrymandering often involves compromise because both parties are trying to get the best deal. Because the parties are so unwilling to lose even one district, the process often takes a very long time. The end result in many states is a number of safe districts. These districts are drawn so that the incumbent, that is, the representative that's currently in office, can easily win re-election. An example of this is Virginia's 8th district, drawn so that the majority of the population votes Democratic, allowing Congressman Jim Moran to stay safely in office for more than 20 years. Gerrymandering, like all political processes, requires a lot of debate and compromise, and like all political processes, its main goal is to gain more power. This has been Gerrymandering in plain English.